In the novel 1984, George Orwell paints a picture of a dystopian tyrannical world. A world he envisioned where you feel as though every movement is scrutinized, whether from mandatory in-home surveillance systems, co-workers, friends, and even family whose suspicion could lead to your death. Complete obedience is expected and enforced by the all-controlling party whose slogan reads, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." The basic principle of this party's ideology is information control. That has over time twisted and altered facts to suit their own agenda. For those who lived prior to the party's rule, the flat-out lies and distortions present in history books are impossible to prove because all sources of truthful media had been destroyed. All tactics used to control every aspect of life are perceived positively by the public, and actions or mannerisms that suggested unloyalty to the party were immediately tipped off to the thought police, referred to as thought crime. Individuals suspected of going against the norms, even just thinking of rebellion, would be executed and erased from all public records in a common practice referred to as being vaporized by the public. No police reports were made either, leading to many mysterious disappearances. The parallels to George Orwell's 1984 are becoming more apparent in today's age. While Western society hasn't reached the level of totalitarianism seen in Eastern regimes, the West is only a few steps away from slipping into it. We're seeing a gradual increase of suppression and concepts similar to those feared by George Orwell. According to Wikipedia, censorship is defined as the suppression of speech, public communication, or other information. This may be done on the basis that such material is considered objectionable, harmful, sensitive, or inconvenient. Censorship can be conducted by governments, private institutions, and other controlling bodies. Now that we understand the basis of censorship, along with Orwell's disturbing vision of its unchecked power, let's examine some recent examples to understand the extent of the issue in Western societies. Recently in 2023, a governmental anti-terrorism agency in the UK flagged a list of classic authors as problematic triggers for right-wing extremism, including George Orwell, originally advised by far left-wing activists and established by the Counter-Terrorism Security Act of 2015. This UK agency called Prevent Duty was tasked to decrease terrorism by means of tackling the ideological causes of terrorism. However, a recent report lists works from authors such as J.R.R. Tolkien, Thomas Hobbes, Edmund Burke, John Locke, and George Orwell as potential sources for radicalization. Soon enough, classic literature works such as 1984 may be altered, censored, or completely erased in a similar fashion as in the book. To avoid censorship, you can adopt a few straightforward methods that consist of understanding media bias, encryption, balanced platforms, accessing archives, and maintaining a general awareness of the issue. Tools such as media navigators can be useful when searching for uncensored sources of news or finding less biased information. This graphic lists the top media outlets along with their corresponding political and establishment bias, which virtual private networks (VPNs) help secure your internet connection by masking your IP address, adding an extra level of anonymity and deterring would-be trackers. Overall, big tech browsers such as Google collect massive amounts of user data control and maintain central control over what search results pop up first, so it's important to run ad blockers and contour search engine bias. To find less biased search results while blocking third-party cookies, consider using an independent, open-source browser such as Firefox, Vivaldi, or Brave. To view information that has been deleted, use sites such as archive.org or archive.is to help access the content. Lastly, stay informed of current censorship issues and help educate others about freedom of speech.